All right, guys, welcome back to the pod. Today we are solo, just back to the basics with me and Fran. So, yeah, hi.
Hi. It's always awkward.
We spent way too long trying to get our angles, and I feel so bad because like me and Fran both have the same like good side, you know. And when there's no guest, we're both like on opposite sides of the table, and we're getting each other's like bad side, blah blah blah, whatever. So where I'm like
We're also
sweating.
playing around with angles. Like, we don't know if we're going to use a middle angle. Like, we're starting to do verticals on Instagram and TikTok. So, like, we're trying to play around with it and see, like, what works best and what doesn't. So, yeah. It's also awkward because I spent the whole weekend with Sam. It's not just kind of like, what do we talk about? I was just with you.
We didn't even talk about anything that the
Yeah,
whole
but I was just
time.
with you the whole time. Like,
Okay, bye. Like,
we celebrated Sam's birthday. She turned 26 years old. So,
yeah. I guess that could be part of the weekly update. Oopsie. I celebrated my 26th birthday I guess like when this comes out, it would be like within the last month. I celebrated my 26th birthday. And I'm not gonna lie to you. You know when people are like, "Oh, do you feel older?" blah blah blah, which I don't think 26 is old at all, even though like my mom and like
mean,
my grandparents are
it's
making it
half
seem like I
past.
need
It's
to
like you're
fucking.
halfway to 30.
Yeah, but
It's
I don't
not
know.
old. I'm not saying it's old, but I'm just like, it's another like
It's the
mark
only
now.
age where I've ever felt like I'm a bit older. Like,
Mhm.
it's the only age where, like, I'm not gonna lie, last night, I could not fall asleep, and I was actually, like, tearing up in my bed, like, "Holy fuck," like, I have all these responsibilities now. And, like, I don't
But you've
know,
had the same.
but not really because it's like, I don't know, I think back to I hate talking about this, but I don't want, like, the pandemic to be a marker of my life, but I can't help but think that, like 2020, let's just not say the pandemic, but let's say 2020 when a lot of things started to change, I was 23 and now I'm
Mhm.
26. And like that just seems and like doesn't seem that long. Like that's really how old are you? You're 23.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't seem like that much of a leap, but it is. Like 23 to 26 kind of is a leap. And I was just thinking about that last night in my bedroom, which I've had the same bedroom since I was 8 years old, almost 20 years. That's what I was sitting there thinking. And I just started like, you know, those movies when like people are thinking about things and then they just see the visions. So I just saw the vision of myself as a fucking 10-year-old, like playing with Scooby Doo toys, and then the vision of myself as a 16-year-old sneaking on MSN from mom and dad, and then the vision of myself now at 26, like thinking about how I need to fucking like about the new house and shit. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I
So I was just
guess.
like, holy fuck, like I've been through 20 years in this one bedroom, which is kind of fucked because some people like grow the fuck
So have
up
I
at like
though.
17. You know what I mean?
My bedroom changed.
Yeah, but it's still the same space. I don't know. It was weird. It
Well, it's
was
because we
like,
haven't moved houses though. A lot of people move houses like from their childhood. They won't have the same house
I know,
for. We had the same house for what, like 17 years.
a long time. But that's what I'm trying to say. I was like, I'm so grateful that like we were able to stay in this house. But at the same time, like now it's even scarier knowing that like I'm gonna be moving soon and like just all this shit's happening, like so many changes in my life. It's even scarier because I'm like, I feel like if I was someone or like one of those people who move out when they're 18 or whatever the case may be, not that it would have been easier, but I like you kind of like
Yeah, it's because we went to school downtown. Like
we didn't go away for
we didn't
school.
go away
Yeah.
for school, and
Yeah.
that's I think a huge marker. It did, like, I don't know. Everyone who went away for school, like, not scared to move out, but I just feel like it's like, oh, ever been there, done that kind of thing. Like, we just have not been away from like Richmond Hill.
Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's kind of I don't know. It was just the only year where I felt like okay, I feel a bit older now.
Yeah, anyways, went to the cottage and it was really fun. We played a lot of games. I'm not gonna get into because we will get banned.
Yeah, we'll get banned off YouTube.
I feel guilty,
Yeah,
but
anyways.
it
Um
wasn't weird games. Like, they probably think like, what fucking games you play.
no.
Like, not weird games, but just like, you know.
Okay, anyways, yeah, that's basically my only weekly update. How about you?
I have like two random things. One thing that I realized I started to fucking hate in traffic are buses. And I've been
That's the
actually
randomest
starting.
shit I've ever
No,
heard.
but I've actually been starting to get like I want to like honk my horn and like smash. Oh, first of all, I got into a car accident. That's kind of a weekly update.
Oh yeah.
A
She
really
literally
bad fender bender where like he stopped too early at the stoplight and or the stop sign. I wasn't really paying attention to like, I don't know. I wasn't I wasn't on my phone or anything. I just wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. I was kind of like in a daze, and he stopped in this big like, truck, and he had like a metal rim around like his bumper, and I stopped, and I like literally almost flew out my fucking windshield. I had my seatbelt on, thank God, And I get out of my car and like I'm literally shaking. And this is like my first instinct. This is kind of bad, but like I pretend that my foot hurt. So like he was
That's bad.
no, it's not like bad. I just was like holding my foot because I thought that like I don't know, he's gonna be like this girl. I thunder bettered him. Like it's my fault fully. Then my first reaction was to grab like some part of my body, whatever. I end up getting out and he's like, this is a work truck. He's like, honestly, I don't even care. Like I'm covered by insurance.
You're
Your
kind of
car,
lucky because he could have been a dickhead.
he's like, your car's fucked up. Like my bumper is like my little logo of my car is like indented. He's like, so I'm not gonna go through insurance. Just like get this done. I was like, thank God, because like it could have went a lot worse. That was one update. Anyways, back to my bus thing. I've been hating when buses like squeeze into your lane without any notice. Like they just think they own the fucking
They
road.
kind of do. That's kind of like what the yield sign on the bus is for. You have to yield to the bus.
I hate it. I hate when I'm in that lane, they're in like a lane, and then like I'm going, all of a sudden they just go. It's like sometimes I wonder, like, what would happen if I just went? Would you really crash into me?
Yeah, they would, because it would be your fault, because it literally says yield to the bus.
Annoying. Anyways, another weekly update. I already like told Sam about this, but Jeffrey Dahmer, but you haven't watched it, so I can't.
I
converse
don't need
with
to
you.
watch it because I already know what happens, because everyone is so fucking annoying. You can't release anything on Netflix because if you don't get to that show within a week of it being released, like, I can't enjoy it because
you have to stay on it. Like
I don't want to enjoy it, but you know what I mean. Like I can't actually like.
You know what? It's enjoyable in the fact where I'm obviously like he was fucked up monster, but like it's weird how like disturbing things like this interest people. Like how it like it's like what else do you do? Like what next? And I like this documentary, this series, whatever you want to call it, because it's not like Jeffrey's point of view. It's like an actual story, so you don't like see it from his point of view because that wouldn't be fair to the victims.
Yeah,
The
because who
victims would
cares
have
what the fuck he like.
well, yeah. But like you see it from like every victim that he had and like the story behind like every and then like yesterday I went down a rabbit hole again. And I was watching like real crime cases about like victims in the courtroom, like testifying and get like the victim's family testifying. Oh, it's crazy. Now they're coming up with a new one and it's called Confession Tapes of Jeffrey Dahmer. So like Netflix is making bank off like this one guy. But I wonder if the families are getting money for it because that's pretty.
I don't know. I heard that they were mad though. I heard that the victims' families were like really
Yeah,
like
because they got like no
down.
notice. They got they got notice when like everybody else got notice. So imagine like being in that position and like having to relive that story all over again. And somebody's playing like your brother or like your uncle, like your I don't know, whatever, your
Like
son.
whoever died, yeah.
Like someone's playing that and you're seeing that. Crazy. I also saw the Polaroids online. I don't recommend anybody look that up.
I don't know why you would look that up.
I don't know why. You know when your mind just like takes over you. That's how it was for me. But I would recommend.
I think that that's why the victims' like families were getting mad, because now this like almost opens up like a floodgate of people going into their like deceased family members' personal lives. Like people are looking up their family members who were dismembered and
Yeah.
like photographed naked with their like whatever. And like that's like violating. Not that you violated them, but like the Netflix documentary, like everything surrounding this is like kind of like not encouraging,
It's like
but
a
giving
floodgate.
yeah,
It was like,
like
a floodgate to open up like different like things down.
and it's
I
almost
think.
like, I'm sure if my family member or like not like God forbid like died in that way, I would not want the general public looking them up online to find the
Okay, but to be
Polaroids
fair,
of
they
them.
shouldn't be on there anyway. Like, why are they on there? Like,
Yeah, I
why
know.
are you?
I'm surprised that you.
Why are
even
you?
found
It's
that.
on an open like crime website. Like, why is that still on there? Which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
There's just one website who like, yeah, it just listed every murder and every victim photo, and I was like, how the fuck is that even allowed?
I watched the first episode, then after that, everyone started talking about it. So I'm like, there's no point in me even watching it at this point. But
And it also makes me think that like, if I've seen on TikTok where people are like, I literally like am like ill from this, or like I feel like I don't know, traumatized, or I feel like my mind's kind of fucked up from watching this. Imagine Evan Peters, who's playing like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like,
yeah, people are concerned for him.
the actors are probably like, I saw an interview with him and he's like, I had to go to places that like my mind would never even imagine me going to. Cause it's like, he had to like perform necrophilia on these bodies and like,
They weren't really dead
can't-
bodies.
but even just the thought of doing that and like that was a real person and you have to play that now.
Yeah, I don't know how.
And they were real people and they're
He
actors.
He must have had to like gotten paid like millions of dollars to do that. There's no way like, unless he just really likes acting. But like
He's also an
that's
American
what I
Horror
don't
Story
get.
though. So like
He's
he
an American
has
Horror Story,
background of, like,
but
horror.
those aren't real. Those aren't even based
Wasn't
around
like
true
the
stories.
Yeah.
Like those shows are really good. Like those series, he's so good in those. But like,
We had to take a break from it for mental health.
yeah, I know.
So like he's probably like, I'm not doing any one of these for a very long time.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I've been binging that. So I mean, it's a good watch. I recommend it. Like just like it is a good watch, but it's dark and disturbing. So if you have a light set, like a what's it called, a wheezy stomach, like I wouldn't recommend.
I have two things I kind of want to say / ask about. Did you see the Hailey Bieber interview on Call Her Daddy?
Yeah, like it's.
Can I? It was
What?
her speaking a whole lot of words that didn't actually say anything. So for those of you who don't know, Call Her Daddy, really successful podcast, like probably a podcast that we like look up to, not in terms of what she talks about, but like
More recently, like she has more interesting stuff. It's
Yeah.
not all about like sex and all that.
yeah,
shit.
before it was like all about sex and like giving like, you know what I mean, like just all that stuff. But yeah, like she's like obviously like created like such a good brand for herself, and so that's great and all, but people have been criticizing her interview style where like she's asking questions that are like like it's like, why would you ask that?
Yeah, she asked what her and Justin's favorite sex, like, why
Sorry,
you-
there's something in my eye.
what
Yeah.
their favorite position was. Like, why are you asking that to like? And I didn't
Shock factor.
I also didn't like how like she didn't touch upon like her company at all. It was like Haley was just Justin Bieber's wife. Like, just like that's all my life is beefing Selena Gomez and like
Yeah, but
being with Justin Bieber. It's like it's probably fucking I'd be annoyed. I'd be annoyed just like being really known as like the girl who like is Bieber's wife and like Selena Gomez was like the ex.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like it was
Also, sorry to cut you off. Like, why was it so? Like, why was this like? Oh my gosh, she's finally opening up and like saying like, why do people care that much?
because of how big Selena and Justin are as like celebrities, even Haley. And so like everything that's been said about them is all speculation and based on only fans talking about it. So it's Selena fans attacking Haley for stealing Justin, but Haley's never been like, "Oh, I didn't steal him." And Selena's never been like, "Oh yeah, she stole him." But it's all been fans
So I
attacking
guess
each
now
other.
she's saying like, I didn't steal him.
So now like she's telling the story, but it wasn't really, she didn't say anything. She was just like,
Sam, but think
that's
about
not
it.
the thing.
Think about it though. She has to be so careful about what she says because people will take it and like twist it and make clips
But
about
apparently
it.
the only reason she's doing it is because Selena Gomez is coming out with the documentary and they think that she's going to touch on this.
Okay,
because
but that's exactly what she's talking about. Like, you're making an assumption that that's the only reason why she's doing this is because of the documentary. Like, is that
well,
like?
I mean, no, I know I'm making an assumption, but like think about the timing.
Yeah, but also think about podcasts. We're pre-recording right now. How long ago did they pre-record that? Like, Call Her Daddy has huge guests on all the time.
Yeah.
They probably way in advance had to have Hailey Bieber on.
I mean, I don't
Like
know.
Demi Lovato was on. That probably took like way.
Yeah,
in
that was
advance.
fucked.
I didn't watch it.
I don't watch it. I don't care about Demi Lovato, but I mean like,
Oh, that's
what?
kind of rude.
Do you care about Demi Lovato?
Oh, really?
Exactly. So like,
I mean, I feel bad for her, but like,
why?
actually, I don't know why I feel bad for her. But
Like,
actually, yeah, I do.
There's people going through the exact same things that she's going through that are probably next door to you.
True.
But anyways, that's not the point. I don't know. There was so much hype surrounding this Hailey Bieber thing. I was like, that's another thing that I didn't even fully watch it. I just watched clips of it because I didn't need to because everyone was talking about it.
I like the Christine Quinn one better than Hailey Bieber, to be honest.
I didn't watch that.
Like, she was spilling tea on Selling Sunset. I thought that was more interesting.
Speaking of, did you watch Selling Sunset, the OC?
No.
Fuck. All right. Well, anyways, then my
Wait,
second.
are you guys? Are you done dating and related?
Yeah.
Do you guys watch that? Not like you're gonna answer me, but
Yeah, like you're looking at the camera. Like,
did you guys watch Dating Related? Blink if yes.
okay, there's all these new Netflix shows like that's like very much off of the Love Is
I'm
Blind.
just thinking, like, what if imagine we went on that? I would
Dated and related.
no pretend we didn't have boyfriends for a second.
Oh,
Like, we
like,
went on Dating and
Yo,
Related.
we would get. I'm telling you, we would get chosen 100%.
Sam,
We're
that's-
getting what?
You're cocky.
No, no. I don't mean by the guys. I mean by the like. No, that's not what I meant.
We get chosen on.
No, I meant we get chosen to go on that 100% because of our dynamic. They'd be like,
Well,
yo,
there were two people from Ontario, and they're the best looking ones on that fucking show.
okay,
I hope you guys are
okay. I
watching this,
hope
'cause
no
I'm-
one
I'm
thinks
big
I meant.
fans.
I hope no one thinks I meant that. That's not what I meant. I
No,
meant
I'm
like
just kidding.
I meant like we would get picked because like we would be different from all of them. They were like hugging each other and crying. I was like, why are you
But look,
crying?
those
It's your
the two
sibling.
Canadians that were on the show were exactly like how we are.
Not
They-
really, friend.
They didn't really show much emotion. They were
That's
kind of
true.
like very like more chill. The other people were very like not
They're
saying
like-
chill's better than being like preppy. That's fine.
No, but they were just like all like very like
It was
okay,
just
but basically if you
dramatic.
haven't watched it, the premise of the show is siblings, like sister, brother will go on to this like Love Island type of setting, type of villa.
It's fully a Love Island twist off. Like every reality TV show now is taking Love Island as a blueprint because it does so well and just doing a little twist on it. Also, I don't like Melinda as
Okay,
a
hold on.
host.
I'm not.
Sorry,
No,
I'm just.
what do these people don't know about the show? So basically, they go on the show and they the siblings kind of wingman the other siblings. So they all mingle like Love Island, but like with each other's siblings. It's kind of fucking weird, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
like there's like a brother and a sister here double dating with someone else, and like the guy on the other end is telling the girl on this end like flirting with her, but her brother's sitting right there, and it's like like this is.
I think for
fucking
brother and
weird.
sister, it's a bit more awkward.
It's
for
weird
If
as
someone's flirting
fuck.
with you in front of me, like I
Really?
I kind of just laugh. Like I wouldn't be like ew, but
Well,
like,
I would be like ew, but it's weird.
I
Like,
don't think it's when Roman flirts with you in front of me. Like it's just like.
no, I know, but like that's not really the like that's different than flirting when you first meet someone. Like when you're trying
I
to
did
get
not
with
see
them.
any. Somebody went up to Sam and was like hi, and I was like no. Do you remember that?
Oh my god, yeah. When I was getting the cheese curds.
I was the one though to be like no.
Okay, I
Nice
say
one, do
no.
it.
I just don't. I like.
No, I know, but like I feel like it's. I guess when your sister, I don't know.
Anyways, point is the show's fucking stupid, but it was so entertaining, and I watched a full thing. But yeah. Anyways, where were we going with that?
I don't know. I just thought it was like a thought in my head.
What else was I in? Okay, another thing. I just have a bunch of things because we've had guests on for like weeks straight that I just have things to say. But we've been getting a couple of hate comments on YouTube. So
Only got like one.
no, have you seen it recently? Go look.
No, where? Which?
Okay, calm
which-
down. No, it's just like a couple people, like
Which
especially on
YouTube?
the conspiracy theory video.
No,
So
there
there were
was, like,
some
two
people
of
who
them.
liked it, but then there were some people who were very salty, and there was some guy who was like, "Not everyone should." What did he say? He was like,
Oh, just because you have a mic doesn't mean you
Doesn't
should have a podcast.
Yeah,
It's like okay,
I was like-
relax, Chad. Like,
"Yeah, like his fucking display picture was like, I don't even know."
oh my god, he's gonna see this on YouTube now. Really shouting him out. That's free fucking clout, dude.
His name's not Chad.
Whatever. He knows who we're talking about. We
Okay,
literally read
hi.
the comment.
Like, we appreciate you watching us
We're
nonetheless.
just
Like,
talking
the-
shit.
No, okay, but basically that comment, like, thank you for making that comment because it sparked like a conversation about podcasts. I'm trying to think about how to frame this. I feel like podcasts are like the new wave, you know?
Okay.
And I feel like, why does somebody need to be somebody to have a successful podcast? Like, what does that even mean? And I've been seeing this comment.
I think. Sorry, I think he meant more like.
Not him. I've been seeing this
Oh.
comments everywhere. Like on podcasts who are like micro podcasts. So let's call us a micro podcast. We've been working at this for like a year and a half. Like maybe like the last year, we've actually been like doing it. Like the first year, we were just like doing it in the closet of my bedroom. Like we had no work. We were doing it for fun. But like within the last year, we've been actively trying to grow, but we don't already have a platform from anything. Like there's a lot of podcasts that are successful because they're already like influencers or they're already reality stars, doctors, or they're like some sort of profession. We are literally just talking shit about like life in our 20s and like having fun and bantering. And that's why we can have a podcast because like we want to be able to speak our opinions. But I've been seeing this comment everywhere on like more micro podcasts, like, just because you have a mic doesn't mean you should start a podcast, or like not everyone needs to start a podcast. And like it's true. There's a lot of people now that are starting podcasts. And I really think that like in 5 to 10 years, podcast is going to be like a degree that you can get in school because it's actually like,
Well, it's like broadcasting.
it's like a business though. It's like building a brand, building a business. Like there's so many things you need to know, like who do you network with, like producers, like studios, how do you like reach out and things like that. And like when I see those comments, it's like, it's not as easy as grabbing a mic and fucking talking. Like
It's also not that serious. Like, just let people talk if
that's
they
what I
want to
mean.
talk.
It's not that serious, but like also like
Not everyone has to be like Joe Rogan. Like, you know
that's
what I mean?
Like
it's
it
not like
pisses me
that.
off that like why can't people who like everyone's entertaining in their own way. Some people aren't meant to have podcasts. Like it's true. Maybe they're like too quiet. Like you can't, if you're a quiet person and like you don't feel comfortable talking to the person you're talking to, like you can't. Like if I was sitting here talking to like, let's gas you up. But I mean, if I was sitting here talking to like somebody like that I wasn't as comfortable with, it probably wouldn't be as entertaining. We probably wouldn't have like the listeners that we have. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that like, as long as you put in work into making a podcast what it is, you can have a podcast. And I think it's unfair.
Okay, wait, though.
Wait, let me finish my thought. I think it's unfair that like people who are like micro podcasters are kind of like made to think that like if you didn't just come off a reality show or if you don't already have a following, like you're not going to make it anywhere with your podcast. Maybe it'll take you longer, but it's going to be that much more rewarding because you started from literally the bottom up with like no viewers, nothing, and you're literally building a base just based off of your personality.
That's what I was going to say, though. Like, the only time I really agree with that comment, kind of, is when like you come up with a reality TV show and they just hand you a podcast. Here's a podcast,
Yeah.
and they just don't like do like.
That's what I'm trying to say.
What are you really talking about? How many times can you talk about Bachelor or me being on Bachelor in Paradise and love and me finding love and like, you know what I mean? Like
Anybody who comes off a reality TV show gets handed a fucking podcast and it automatically does well, which is fine. I'm happy for them. But that's exactly what I'm trying to say. If anything, you should look at people who started a podcast from the ground up, no following, no nothing, didn't come off a reality TV series, didn't already have like tons of capital put behind them, invested in it themselves or with like maybe the help of their family, and be like, wow, good for them. They started this and they built up confidence to get in front of a camera and talk on a mic, and they built this brand. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it should be opposite.
Yeah, Chad. So maybe think of that about that.
Fuck you, Chad.
Or fucking commenting on our picture.
I'm kidding. I just wanted to say that.
We had a few other ones, but
you know what? Let the haters hate. It increases our engagement.
True.
Did you have anything else you want to say?
Like weekly update?
No. Or just anything? You have nothing.
No, I have, but
okay,
say
go ahead,
your spiel first. Well, while we're on the topic,
time today, so.
I know, but while we're on the topic of like you being 26, why don't you?
Oh yeah,
say
so there was like a couple things. It was like 6 things I learned by my 26th year. I don't know if these are 6 things, but number 1, these are gonna be things that you're like fucking duh, but like I actually felt them and learned them like by now. So number 1 is that family and health should be at the top of your priority list. And it is at the top of my priority list now. And like, of course I said that before, but like now I really actually feel it and mean it. And it's been because like when I see my family, I get this like happy feeling. And like at the end of the day, I feel like, I don't know, accomplished. It's weird. Like, especially like my grandparents or my dad or like Frankie and like Kiki and stuff like that. Like, I just feel like actually like happy, you know, or like when I'm with Roman and his family. And like when I know I'm feeling healthy or like I'm feeling fit, like that's when I genuinely feel happy. Whereas when it's at the end of a day where I feel like I had a good work day or I made a lot of money with something or whatever the case may be, like at the end of the day, I don't feel that same like happiness or like successful feeling. So I'm like, you know what? Like health and family should always come first. So that's number 1.
I think too, though, when you're like younger, like high school, family to me was kind of like, yeah, I see them anyways, whatever, it's fine. But like now, like I will make a point to go work at my Nano's house like once a week, or like, I don't know, go like visit people I haven't seen like often. So yeah.
Number 2 is don't expect everyone to do what you would do. And that's one that like I think Rome taught me more, because I tend to get disappointed a lot when things don't go my way, but not because I want everything to go my way, but I get more upset about like how people handle things. So if I were to do something for someone, I don't expect the same in return, but like I expect them to handle the situation the same way I would, like with the same amount of respect as I have for them or for that situation. And that just hasn't been the case with a lot of people lately within the last year of my life. And I'm just like, is everyone a dickhead? And it's like, no, they're not. They just handle things differently. And the sooner you learn to accept that not everyone's going to handle things the same way as you, the sooner that you're going to be like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to be disappointed anymore. It just is what it is.
I also think that goes with like friends too.
I'm mostly talking about friends.
Like friends, and also just like, it's okay to like, how do I say this? Like, it's okay to like not have the same like values or like morals or like things in common with your friends as you did when you were like younger or in high school or like whatever. Like you can still be friends without like, how do I explain this? Like without,
you can go months without talking to your friend, and like,
dude, I see Mel Kucha like once every 2-3 months, and like
she's still one of your best friends.
Yeah, like you don't have to. I used to think that like I would have to talk to somebody every single day, but then it's like, what am I really talking to you about? Like just because I want to talk to you.
And I mean, there's people like that do that with their friends, and that's cool. But
I have that different relationship with different people. But I'm just saying, like, not all of your friends have to be like, you know, someone like that.
Okay, number 3 is you won't know if you don't do it. And like, I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago, like just where I'm at in my life. And like even yesterday, I was talking to my Zia, and she was just asking me what I'm doing in terms of like business opportunities and things. And she was like, oh, I thought you were doing this. Oh, I thought you were doing that. But like I'm doing something totally different. And not just with career, but like in general. And it's like, sometimes I can get down on myself because I'm like, I wasted time doing this thing. I wasted time in this job. I wasted time talking to this person or making like, or sometimes with the podcast, we wasted time doing this. We wasted like whatever. But it's like, and again, this seems so basic, but when you really think about it, like you won't know that you don't like what you're doing or you don't like the situation that you're in until you do it, because then you'll always wonder like what if. And like the main example I can give is like sometimes I get down on myself for like the first 6 months that I worked at a certain place. I just felt like sometimes I look back and I'm like, I wasted that 6 months where I could have been like building something different. But then I'm like, that's what I thought that I wanted at that time. And had I not done that, I probably would have always wondered and I wouldn't be content with where I am now and the direction that I'm going. And I'm finally like coming to peace with that.
Mhm.
Okay. And my last one is when you sleep, use a sleeping mask. Like not an eye mask, like an actual like silk mask. Holy fuck.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, I thought I didn't. It used to make me claustrophobic and make me feel weird. Bro, you get the best sleep of your life.
No, because I like to open my eyes and like not see dark. Like I like to open my eyes and feel like there's nothing in front of my eye. Like I want to see
You
my
could just
room.
take it off.
No, but like imagine in the middle of the night, like you're just like, where the fuck am I? You open your eye, and there's like a black like
What do you mean?
wall
You
in
know
front of
that
you.
there's a mask there.
No, I know, but like sometimes I wake up and I don't know where I am. Imagine waking up and then you have like something in front of your eye and you're like, I don't know, I don't like it. It gives me anxiety. I tried before, I just don't like it. I'll just
Alright.
put like my sheets over my head.
But then it's like covering your nose and shit. Like, how
No,
do you
it's not.
breathe? Okay, whatever. Anyways, those
I
are
can
some of
just
the
take
things
it
I
off.
want to say that I learned in this
Okay.
last year of my life. I mean, no, I mean the past year of my life.
I found something interesting on TikTok and I kind of want to touch upon it. And it is, let me see here. Okay. It's that we actually need 7 types of rest. It's a Twitter thread.
Mm.
7 types. Oh my God, I can't speak. 7 types of rest in order to actually feel rested. Sometimes I'll get fucking 13 hours of sleep. And I'll actually sleep. My eyes will be closed or I'll take naps during the day. But I wonder why, like, why the fuck am I still actually tired? Like, and it's because we need these different types of rest. And I want to go through it. Okay. So the first type of sleep is called physical rest. That's passive and active. So passive is like you have to sleep 7+ hours nightly and take power naps as needed. Okay, cool. Active is stretch, get a massage, or use an ergonomic chair and desk, which people I feel like already do. Like
I don't do that. An
not,
ergonomic chair
not
and
that. I'm
desk.
just saying it's suggestions, but like you stretch during the day, you go for walks, massages maybe here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not the one that like really interested me. But the second one, so mental rest. So it says mental rest deficit is caused by overthinking or over tuning, which just means like just like always on the go with like your thinking. So
Yeah.
reference checklists, packing groceries, creating a shutdown ritual. And you know what I'm thinking?
Isn't this what you do on the daily?
Yeah, I do. And you make fun of me saying that I write down everything, but also who does this? My mom.
But I thought that, yeah, I
listen,
make fun of you, but
my
isn't this
mom's-
you not resting by making reference lists
no,
all
it's
day?
saying like that's what you should be doing. Like that's like things that you should be doing to help your mind because your mind's always racing.
Mm.
So just to get your thought. You know who does that? Mom though. Like we make fun of her for like cleaning randomly, but that's her mental rest is like organizing her space and cleaning. That's a way of like,
I guess maybe
do you know
we
what I
should stop
mean?
making fun of her for that.
Okay, so and creating a shutdown ritual to separate work and life and taking a break from problem solving to meditate. Third is social rest. So evaluating your relationships. Spend more time with people who give you energy, less time with people who drain your energy. And if you're an introvert, block out time to be alone. I never thought I was an introvert, but I think
I am.
I really am an introvert. And like when I have too much social time or I'm talking too much around people, like I actually get moody and tired. And
Mm.
like, so block out time to just be by yourself and not even like your friends, your boy, just be by yourself and that's it. That was a huge one. Okay, third or fourth is spiritual rest. So be part of something bigger than yourself. So participate in faith, work at a job that feels purpose driven, and volunteer. And this actually, like when I volunteer, I actually come home from the end of the day and like feel rested, even though I just walked like fucking 50 dogs for 4 hours, or like been with like dogs all around. Like I actually feel like, hey, I feel my mind almost feels rested. It's something that I actually love to do.
Because your mind feels like almost like
I didn't do
at
anything
ease.
really. Like I
You
did
weren't
what
forcing it.
I did what I love to do. Like every time I pick up a shift and I go
You know what
there,
I think that is? That's literally like aligning with your like
passion,
truest
like
self.
your soul.
Yeah. Like aligning with your truest self is doing what makes you feel happy without it being forced or
I say
thought
it all the
about.
time. I would, if I could, like, I would do that, like work with dogs for free for the rest of my life and not get paid, and I'd be the happiest person of life. Like
Mm.
truly. I will open up a dog sanctuary. Mark my words. I will be doing that when I retire or before I retire, but that's a huge goal of mine. Okay. Sensory rest. So the modern individual is overstimulated. So take a break from social media, which I've actually been doing. I only really go on social media now unless it's podcast related, like truly.
Same. I don't really.
Turn off notifications. So like maybe do not disturb at night. I've been doing that as well. Limit video meeting.
Bro, I can't talk today either.
Video meetings. Limit video meetings and set a relaxing evening ambiance, soothing music, candles, etc. Okay. Emotional rest. So it says emotional rest deficit occurs when you feel like you can't be authentic. So for example, an airline attendant who must always smile despite rude passengers. And I feel like sometimes that's like a case at work. Like we're on this 24/7, like not a persona, because I'm not fake at work and I love like the work that I do, but it's like you can never kind of have that moment to like be like, can you please be like, can you be quiet? Like, you know what I mean? You can't say that out loud. No, you can't say it out loud.
I know.
So
but that's why you need work friends, because with your work friends, you can be like, holy fuck.
What a long day.
Like you can like,
or
go,
just
like I can message my work friend maybe and just be like, oh my God, I'm so stressed.
I have one work friend. I'm like, how's your day going? Honestly, I'm so stressed and I wish like this timeline wasn't this and that. Like,
yeah,
it's good to like kind of let go. But spend time with people you can be authentic around and try speaking with a therapist. Then you have creative rest. So appreciate beauty in any form, whether natural or human created. So natural, take a walk, go in nature. Human created, visit a museum or art festival, engage with books, music, documentaries, etc. So this guy, Dr. Dalton, I can't see, it's like cut off. Smith recommends that like you incorporate at least one of these 7 kind of like tips or tasks in your everyday life. And that's how you will actually like become arrested. It's not just about sleep.
Can you send it to me? I'm going to put it on my whiteboard and like see if I do
I know. I want to pick and choose like which I would actually like do. I kind of do a lot of these things already, but it kind of makes sense like why people are still tired even though you get sleep.
I could sit down all day at work I could sit like, for example, today I'm actually
same. I'm like drained today. I'm
exhausted. I woke up early to go to the gym, and the gym in the morning is actually that was the only form of rest I had all day, because I was just like going with my own flow. But then the second I got home, I think maybe from like 9 a.m. and then until 7 p.m., I was like sitting down, just like thinking, problem solving, stressed out. Like it wasn't all just like my day work, right? It was like just other shit, like other meetings I had from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. just doing work. And then I got ready and then came here. And obviously we like coming here and doing the podcast, but still
this is also my form of rest. I'm letting out just words that like I've been keeping in, or energy that I've been keeping in throughout the day, and I can just say it. And I'm fucking exhausted after this because it's like, that was great. I got to release my words and now I can just be quiet for the rest of the night and not have to speak.
Yeah, I feel that. But that's thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
One last thing before we go. So I want to tell a little bit of a story, but I want to be careful of how I say it. So, okay. I had a business opportunity. Aside from like my work that I do, I had a business opportunity. Doesn't have anything to do with the podcast either. Let's just call it a business opportunity. And they were like, oh, you have a podcast. I was like, yeah. And like, I tell everyone about the podcast. I'm not embarrassed about what we talk about on the podcast.
It's totally on my resume.
Yeah, like it's like, I don't care. I mean, this didn't have anything to do with a resume. It was just like getting to know me in a professional environment and like a business opportunity environment. And I was like, yeah, I have a podcast. What do you talk about? We talk about like living through your 20s, the trials and tribulations. We talk about mental health. We talk about our own progress. We have subject matter experts on, from ranging from like fun stuff to like, experts on mental health, blah, 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 the whole spiel. And it was cool, whatever. And then I get an email basically saying that they didn't want to pursue the business opportunity anymore. I got an email saying they didn't want to pursue the business opportunity anymore because of the tone and underlying concept surrounding the podcast and my voice in the podcast. And like usually, like if I lose out on something, like I don't get emotional about it. Like I'll have another like business opportunity like that, like something to pursue on my evening time. I do that sort of thing. But it angered me because I was like, who are you to say that the underlying tone and concept surrounding our podcast is why I lost out on an opportunity? Like, I don't know, like, it just really angered me because it's like who I am on my podcast, that's like my personal time and has nothing to do with who I am in a professional environment or like in this capacity. Like this specific business capacity that I'm referring to has nothing to do with what I do on the podcast or how I speak on the podcast. How I speak like in a professional environment is different than here. I'm not going to sit here to friend and be like, as aforementioned in my previous podcast, no, do you blah, 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 sincerely, best regards, fucking aforementioned, all these like big professional words that I use on the daily or that I use in my
Yeah, but
other.
it's also like you said, like some topics we talk about can be like controversial. Versal.
That's why. See, that's why we're losing out because we don't know how to fucking speak.
I was trying to be dead ass serious.
I know.
Guys, I can't speak today. I don't know
I'm
why.
exhausted.
Like,
anyways,
I'm
I
also
just
slouching out like a fucking slug.
I just
Like, holy shit.
I just wanted to just put that out there. Like, I am not going to stop like doing what we love to do, which is this podcast. It is our form of like self-care. Like she said, I'm not going to stop doing that because people don't think that the tone of voice matches with someone who's like
No, but like I was saying
professional or
before,
business
like it's because
expert.
the topics we talk about sometimes, like we even said it, like we talk about COVID, about
We've talked about
opinions
COVID very
on
minimally.
vaccines. We talk about like abortion laws. We talk about the government choices.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If you're somebody who doesn't want to do business with somebody who's able to form their own opinion and not be
like not a
sheep
sheep
led,
or robot, like,
exactly,
okay.
and not if you don't want to do business with someone who can't form their own opinion, like I don't want to do business with you either. Like I don't want to be led or like have to follow someone and just be a yes man to whatever they say. I want to be able to form my own opinion, and if they have a different opinion than me on abortion laws, then I don't want to work with you anyways. You know what I mean? Like I don't care.
Well, it's fine to have different opinion,
Yeah,
but like
that's what I mean. But like, if you're gonna like be combative on like my opinions on certain things, then like I have no problem doing business with or like seeking out opportunities with people who have different views than me at all. Like if the world was comprised of people with the same views, like we wouldn't even have a world. Like things wouldn't be running. Like people need to have opposing views for us to be able to be a society. Like that's just how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like me and you have different views. We can still have a conversation. I don't know. That pissed me off that like the podcast was the reason. Like I was just like, wow, that's like something that I've never heard before. Like even in my like
other employers love that we like.
It wasn't an employer.
Oh, okay.
It
Whatever.
wasn't like
I'm
an
just
employer.
saying other like in my past experience, like people have like the jobs that I've interviewed with, like love that I had a podcast.
It wasn't a job like that.
No,
though.
I know, but I'm just saying like
yeah. But same,
whatever.
like same. Like I don't think that it should have an impact on that. I don't know. It kind of cheesed me. I was like, cool. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that, and I guess my piece of advice is just like keep doing what you're doing. If it's gonna make you happy, like who cares what other people say? You know?
True that.
Anyways, we went a bit over.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for listening to our rant and
happy Thanksgiving. Oh wait, I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. This would be out way after Thanksgiving, but
not way after, like a week after. So happy.
Oh wait, can I just? I put a little prompt on our story. I kind of want to say it, and it was curious. What is the most overrated Thanksgiving food? I love all Thanksgiving.
You put this on our story?
Yeah, now we go. I love all Thanksgiving foods. My favorite holiday, like more than Christmas.
Where did you hear this? It wasn't this somewhere. Like, didn't someone ask this somewhere?
On the radio?
Really?
It? Yeah.
I heard that.
Okay. I was in the car with you. I just did it like in the car with you. Okay. Cranberry sauce, and stuffing. Pumpkin pie, stuffing, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie. So it's all the same main three. I don't know how people don't like pumpkin pie.
I fucking hate pumpkin pie. It's actually like a baby
vanilla,
barfed into a fucking pie crust, and then you just put
with
it
vanilla ice cream and Cool Whip. So good. Cool Whip, so good. Family Guy episode.
I like just the Cool Whip with like the strawberries.
That's not Thanksgiving food. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.